While India and Chinese troops have already started pulling back along the line of actual control, the disengagement process has begun, but we're seeing already politics brewing in the parliament. You heard Rahul Gandhi today. He made a sharp attack at the Modi government, accused the Modi government of brazenly compromising India's territorial integrity. Rahul Gandhi questioned the government over why Indian troops have been restricted to finger 3 when the original position for India is up till finger 4. While addressing a press conference, Rahul Gandhi also accused Prime Minister Modi of not fulfilling the responsibility of securing India and claimed that Prime Minister ceded with Indian territory to China. Rahul's scathing remarks comes as India and China started disengaging from Richingla on the south bank of Pangong Tso as part of the disengagement process on Wednesday. Rahul also questioned why there's been no mention of the situation in Hot Springs, Gogra, and the 900 square kilometers Depsang Plains. The government has now reiterated that this is just the first phase of disengagement.
चीन अपनी सेना की टुकड़ियों को नॉर्थ बैंक में फिंगर 8 के पूरब की दिशा की तरफ रखेगा और इसी तरह भारत भी अपनी सेना की टुकड़ियों को फिंगर 3 के पास अपने परमानेंट बेस धन सिंह थापा पोस्ट पर रखेगा.
We find that Indian troops are now going to be stationed at finger 3. Finger 4 is our territory. That is where our post used to be. So now we have moved from finger 4 to finger 3. Why has Prime Minister Modi given up Indian territory to the Chinese?
चीन द्वारा येलेसी के आसपास कई बार ट्रांसग्रेशन का भी प्रयास किया गया था. हमारी सशस्त्र सेनाओं ने उन सभी प्रयासों के दृष्टिगत उपयुक्त जवाबी कार्रवाई की थी.
जहां चाइना अंदर आया है उसके बारे में एक शब्द नहीं बोला डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ने. वहां बैठे हुए हैं. गोगरा और हॉट स्प्रिंग्स के बारे में एक शब्द नहीं बोला. वहां बैठे हुए हैं. सच्चाई यह है कि हमारी जो पवित्र जमीन है नरेंद्र मोदी ने चाइना को दी है. यह सवाल है, इसका जवाब दें.
Now, in a sharp rebuttal to Rahul Gandhi's comments on line of actual control disengagement, Union Minister Kiren Rijiju has now reacted, quoting what Bikram Singh, who is the former army chief, said. In fact, Bikram Singh, who was part of the India Today Conclave East, slammed the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, or rather, Bikram Singh said that no other government in the past has been so stern against China. In India Today Conclave, the interview, General Bikram Singh said that past governments have dealt with Chinese aggression very timidly, and it was only the Modi government who gave a befitting response to the dragon. And tweeting his interview, Rijiju reminded the Congress that General Bikram Singh served as the army chief under the UPA regime. He called Rahul Gandhi a serial liar, accused him of constantly downgrading the country's image and morale. Listening to what the former chief of the army staff, Bikram Singh, spoke at the India Today Conclave, the 4th edition of the Conclave East. Here's a listen.
Do you think the way we've been haunted by 1962 all these years, has that in some way been sorted out or exorcised by the strength we've displayed now, and can that shape our China policy going forward?
Yes, Shiv, I think the present government has turned the entire thing around. We were very timid, we were on the back foot vis-a-vis China, but I think our tail is up, the military's tail is up, they've done a stupendous job, as I said earlier. You talked about what should be our policy henceforth, and while Mr. Dogra has covered, just to add to it, I feel there should be two important components of our strategy, hitherto strategy vis-a-vis China. One is of engagement and the other is of deterrence. We must continue to engage at the political, diplomatic, military levels. Yet we should not be off guard. And deterrence, when I say, it is carrying a big stick, which we must continue to develop in terms of our combat part. It must be visible, it must be seen, it must be supplemented by, a complementary, compatible information operations, psychological operations.
Rahul Gandhi's comments also invited several political reactions. Take a listen.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को कोसते कोसते ये कोसी नदी पहुंच चुके हैं। अब कोसी नदी के किनारे खड़े हैं, इनका कहाँ क्या हश्र होगा उसका आप अच्छी तरह से एहसास कर सकते हैं। लेकिन एक बात समझना चाहिए कि ये कोई सामान्य जो बुद्धि वाला व्यक्ति इस तरह की बातें नहीं कर सकता। जो कुंद बुद्धि होगा उसी का ये कमाल हो सकता है। तो ये कुंद बुद्धि का कमाल है या कुंदे की टाल है, ये तो कांग्रेस पार्टी तय करेगी। लेकिन हम बिना मांगी कांग्रेस को सलाह यही देंगे कि पप्पू जी को अपना कोच भी बदल देना चाहिए, कोचिंग भी बदल देना चाहिए।
भारत का जमीन चीन को दिया है, उनका दादा से जाके बात करने के लिए बोलना, जवाहरलाल नेहरू साहब से। कौन कह रहे, कौन देशभक्ति है, सभी देश की जनता को मालूम।
सर फिंगर
राहुल गांधी जी की समझदारी में कुछ बातें वैसी आती नहीं है जो देश के हित में होता है, और अपने राजनीति के स्वार्थ में ऐसे बयान देते रहते हैं जो देश के हित में नहीं होता है। राहुल गांधी जी का इस प्रकार का सवाल खड़ा करना बिल्कुल ही जायज़ नहीं है।
The fact is, these are the very people who created 1962 debacle. These are the people who gave most favored nation status to China. These are the people in whose time highest trade deficit happened, and they cannot tolerate the collective bargaining power of a country like India, and they cannot tolerate the peace and the growing status of India.
Now, the Modi government versus the opposition showdown continued in the parliament today around the budget presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala came out with a sharp attack against the opposition, speaking of the budget. In fact, she lashed out at the opposition for criticizing the budget. She targeted the Congress with the Damaad jibe. Nirmala Sitharaman said that BJP government is not bringing in UPI payments and facilitating digital payments to support friends or Damads, unlike the Congress government, and that the Modi government has made the centre spendings a lot more transparent. She added that UPA government did not spend as per the funds which were allocated for schemes and helped only their cronies. This comes after Congress criticized the new budget, claiming that it had not provided proper stimulus to enable growth required after the pandemic.
Is this government creating UPI, facilitating digital transactions to benefit some rich cronies, some damads? Not at all. Who takes Mudra Yojana? Damads? Therefore, please, don't you allege us much before.
किसी का नाम लिया नहीं उन्होंने, unnecessary आप क्यों फोर्स करते हैं?
Sir, Damad, I didn't think I would trade back of the Indian National Congress.
Please.
Damad,
No.
हर घर में होता है. अगर दामाद
It's not
Indian
going on
National
record. Why are you
Congress
wasting
के
your
एक
energies?
specialized नाम है. It's now become a sort of habit for some in the opposition to constantly allege whatever this government is doing, in spite of all that we're doing for the poor, a false narrative is created to accuse, saying, oh, this government works only for cronies. We have helped out small and medium companies to ensure themselves getting a market. Is that for the rich and the big capitalists? More than 9 crore people, and all of whom are getting fellowships. For whom are these fellowships going? Are they going for the rich? Are they going for the capitalists? Are they going for the cronies who the UPA government had happily encouraged?
Now, exodus of the TMC leaders still, or TMC party there still continues, as there's another blow now to Mamata Banerjee government. Dinesh Trivedi, MP of the Rajya Sabha, resigns today in quite a dramatic resignation, if we could call it. It's come as a blow, of course, to the TMC, as Rajya Sabha MP Dinesh Trivedi has announced his resignation in the Rajya Sabha during the debate on budget. Speaking at the Rajya Sabha, he said that he is feeling suffocated within the TMC and he could not work towards development in Bengal. This is why he is resigning, that's what he claims, and has now decided to go back to Bengal to work on development. TMC, though, has downplayed Dinesh Trivedi's resignation. TMC MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy has said that resignation is not an issue, as TMC means grassroots. And this will only give an opportunity to the TMC now to send another grassroots worker to the Rajya Sabha shortly. According to sources, Dinesh Trivedi may only join the BJP in just a couple of days now. But BJP Bengal leader Kailash Vijayvargiya said that Trivedi he's not yet spoken to the BJP. In fact, Trivedi joins the big list of TMC leaders so far who've already left the party in recent days. Recently, Bengal Minister Rajiv Banerjee resigned and joined the BJP with his aides.
You've spoken of these insecure sycophants who kept messaging Didi and drove you out of the Trinamool Congress, those who are your parliamentary party leaders. Now, just as a journalist, if I do some deductions, you're in the Rajya Sabha, your parliamentary party leader in the Rajya Sabha is Derek O'Brien. So if I ask you to name names, so who are these insecure sycophants you're referring to again and again, who you believe are responsible for driving you out of the Trinamool Congress? Let's get specific.
It is not befitting on my part, and I would be totally out of context if I say that it's only for them. It is not them, it is the leadership. I can go and keep on, anybody keep on telling Mr. Puri that how Rahul is behaving, but Mr. Puri is intelligent, will tell Rahul that what's happening. Will not believe people just like that. I have no complaint about these insecure people. But what about the leadership? You have formed the party. You're part of it. You're part of the struggle. And there is no communication. If you want to talk on a budget, and there has to be a communication. Okay, what point we should take? Should we take farmers' agitation? Okay, 10 of us, let's sit down. What are the points? What should we discuss? Is farmers' agitation right or wrong? If it is wrong, can we go to the Prime Minister and tell him that this is what we want? But that's democracy. Democracy is not abuses all the time. No. And you don't have to go to the well of the house and tear up things. I have never gone to the well of house since 1990. I am an MP. In between there was a gap. And there is a complaint that Dinesh Trivedi doesn't go to the well of the house. He doesn't scream. He doesn't shout. Now, you don't need to do that. You don't need, that is not Bengal. Please understand, that's not Bengal. No, so this relationship has to be of colleagues. It is not 9-to-5 job that there is some boss and you are subordinate. No. Politics is all about being a teamwork, colleagues, talk to each other. We may be wrong, we may be right. Listen to us, then you decide. ये नहीं है ना, उसमें दुख होता है और कुछ नहीं. Otherwise, Banerjee is a great leader. I have no complaint personally, but I feel sorry that the party has really gone out of her hand. And you don't require a professional guy who's paid hundreds of crores to tell you what you should do. I mean, no, you can't be replaced. Mamata Banerjee can't be replaced by somebody. And then if that somebody becomes the owner of the party, then I think it's a sad affair. And we have not come to TMC or form TMC seeing somebody else. It was with Mamata Banerjee. And people in my party will not speak, but whatever I am telling, they'll agree with you. When I was today outside the parliament in front of TV camera, I wouldn't like to name that MP. A sitting MP of TMC goes and gives me thumbs up. He said, well done. I mean, I think introspection is required, no? Because this election will come, go, somebody will win, somebody will lose. That's not the end of life. Be constructive.
A massive controversy has now erupted over the brutal murder of one BJP Yuva Morcha worker and a VHP member, Rinku Sharma, who was stabbed to death in Delhi's Mangolpuri area. In fact, the BJP worker was stabbed. His family claims that he was killed over an argument with some religious comments. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad now is currently running a Ram Mandir donation drive and claim that Rinku Sharma was killed for collecting funds for the temple. Delhi police have, however, rejected the communal angle to this murder and say that Rinku was stabbed after an altercation over some business rivalry. 5 people have now been arrested in connection with Rinku's murder. Earlier, 4 people, Nasruddin, Islam, Zahid and Mehtab, were arrested. The 5th person has now been identified as Tasuddin. Police have now urged people not to believe in rumours and assured that the guilty will be punished.
हमें तो 5 को मारने आए थे वो आए हैं गैस सिलेंडर खोल दिया मेरा पूरी
कौन खोल के ले जा रहा था?
सर मैं नाम नहीं जानती कितने जने थे किसको जानूं मैं सिलेंडर खींचा मैंने और मेरे बच्चे को खींच के बाहर ले गए मार दिया उसको जान से
एक रिंकू नाम का लड़का जो वहीं पर था, उसके घर के पास में इस झगड़े में शामिल कुछ लड़के आकर के उसके इलाके के ही आकर उसके घर के पास पहुंचे और वहां पे दोबारा से एक लड़ाई झगड़ा और मारपीट होने लगा। उस मारपीट के दौरान युवक रिंकू को चाकू से चोट लगी और दौरान इलाज उसकी मृत्यु हो गई। इस घटना पर पुलिस ने तुरंत FIR दर्ज करके इससे संबंधित 4 आरोपियों को गिरफ्तार कर लिया है और इसमें आगे की तफ्तीश जारी है।
Now, let's take you through our special segment today as part of our campaign, Let India Breathe, which is initiated by Hero Electric. We bring to you a story of 2 students from IIT Bombay, former students from IIT Bombay, who have come up with an air purifier that clears pollutant and pathogens. Let's take a listen at the special report.
In this post-COVID new normal, India now has to deal not just with pollution, but pathogen-riddled air as well.
As an Indian, I believe we all deserve much better and cleaner air. Antimicrobial air purifier helps in protection against both air pollution as well as airborne disease transmission. We are using DCD mechanism, that is called deactivate, capture, deactivate mechanism.
These air purifiers are integration of 4 or 5, basically 5 different technologies that includes filtration, then continuous disinfection using UVC light, then ionization and antimicrobial coating using photocatalytic coatings.
The positive results of air purifiers in public places offer a ray of hope for the coming times.
On that note, I'm going to slip into a short break. We'll come back with our fact check segment for the day. Do stay tuned.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.